Look, some other royal news. This week, a new biography on David and Victoria Beckham, who I love, shone a light on Meghan Markle's friendship fallout with the former Spice Girl. I cannot wait to hear about this. What did it reveal?
Right, well, this was Tom Bower, and if anyone who likes celebrity biographies, royal biographies, Tom Bower's always very juicy. He also did a really juicy book a few years ago on Meghan and Harry, so he definitely knows that world and he knows their world. This new book on the Beckhams, it's called House of Beckham. It's very juicy. It really goes into detail about not only the fallout between Meghan and Victoria, but also how the Beckhams and the Sussexes met. But one of the biggest shocks was that Victoria, obviously she runs her own fashion line. She has this huge business. And at one point there was discussions between Meghan and Victoria about, hey, why don't you, supply me with some free clothes, free merch, and
Meghan wanted the free merch?
Yeah, so Meghan, this was again during the time when she was still a working royal, so probably could have, probably bought it herself. She asked Victoria for some clothes and at this point, Meghan is at the peak of her celebrity as a newly minted Duchess, and Victoria sent her a lot of clothes and they collaborated on looks, but apparently in the end, it really didn't do much for Victoria's business. But the other sort of story to come out from
What
the
about
book,
supporting her friend and actually paying up?
Right. Well, that's the thing about the Sussexes. I think they like things comped. Like, I don't think they want to be,
It appears that way.
out. Right. But another funny thing in the book was that apparently Meghan kind of felt when she became the Duchess of Sussex that kind of put her a stratosphere above maybe the Beckhams, who are obviously they're showbiz royalty and they're celebrities and they're sporting royalty, but they're not necessarily royals. But then, as time went on, I think that created tension in the friendship with Victoria. And then I think Meghan as well, and this is something that a lot of insiders have said, as she settled into the role as a royal, she came to realise that it wasn't all about jet setting in mansions, and then so to be friends with the Beckhams and see their lifestyle and the extreme wealth, I think was did cause tension in the friendship.
It's ironic because even though David and Victoria are not royals, they're far more popular than Harry and Meghan. But look, speaking of Meghan Markle's father, Thomas Markle, has spoken out this week and publicly begged the Duchess of Sussex to allow him to meet his grandchildren. What did Thomas Markle have to say?
Right, so Thomas Markle, we haven't heard from him in a little while. At one point he was doing a lot of tell-all interviews, talking to the press all the time, 60 Minutes, you name it, but he really has quietened down lately. But again, he's come out, he's spoken to the Daily Mail and he's given a tell-all. He's said that he is sad, he's in failing health, he's about to turn 80, and he's never met his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet. He hasn't seen Meghan since before the wedding. He's never met Harry. And it was sort of one last kind of ditch effort in the media to beg Meghan to see him. But, I felt reading it at first, I thought, this is so sad. This is a man, in the twilight of his life wanting to reconnect with his daughter. But then you sort of look at some of the things he did and I kind of can relate to Meghan, There's a lot of discussion now around like cutting off a toxic parent and the, and the awkwardness of it. But, I can understand. I don't think this is going to move Meghan either way. I don't think this will change anything for her, but it's definitely sad news.
I agree with you, and I'm torn on that issue too because unfortunately Thomas Markle made some pretty big mistakes and he made them publicly, and unfortunately those are the consequences. So
and not only that, I mean he's also supported his other children, Meghan's half siblings, and they've been absolutely terrible to Meghan. So, from her point of view, I'm sure she probably looks at her half siblings and her father and just says, I'm out.
Yeah, look, I've been so critical of Meghan, as many of us have, and she's far from perfect, but I do feel for her on this one because it's pretty awful to have family drama played out in the public. But then again, she has no issue with, rubbishing the royal family and making money from it from Netflix. Maybe that runs in the family. Look, finally, royal fans were delighted to see Princess Catherine's mother, Carol Middleton, make an appearance at Royal Ascot recently with Prince William. What do we know about Carol's relationship with her son-in-law? Right,
well, this was quite a heartwarming moment. Carol Middleton is sort of the matriarch of the Middleton family. She's very much in William's life a mother figure. Obviously, William and Harry lost their mother at an early age. And I think William's always been drawn to the sort of normalcy of the Middleton family. They're a very close-knit family. they're a little bit more down to earth. I think he likes that. But on the flip side, and seeing someone like Carol at Ascot, it shows that they're also very comfortable in those, royal circles as well.
Yeah.
So I think that Carol Middleton's really a touchstone for the Prince of Wales of normalcy and grounding and as the grandmother to his children. But also, I think that they have quite a strong bond between them.
Reilly Sullivan, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Great to speak with you.
Thank you. You too.